President Mendenette,
Here.
Vice President Cooper.
Here.
Treasurer Rowaste, Parliamentarian Hendrick,
Here.
Senator Asbury,
Here.
Senator Bearcat,
Present.
Senator Botter,
Here.
Senator Kano, Senator Chamberlain, here, Senator Forrester, Senator Green, Senator Carn,
Here.
Senator Long,
Here.
Senator Martinez, Senator McAdams, Senator May,
Here.
Senator Nepal,
Here.
Senator Ramirez,
Here.
Senator Ray,
Here.
Senator Reed,
Here.
Senator Roberts,
Here.
Senator Rodriguez,
Here.
Senator Stabenow,
Here.
Senator Thomas,
Here.
and Senator Williams.
Are we recording? Okay. Yes, Josh. Okay. So moving on to the approval of last week's minutes. Does anybody have any changes or recommendations for last week's minutes? You guys, while she's scrolling down this, just a little round of applause for her. She is awesome, and these are all hers. So for those of you guys who read it and who looked over it, does anybody have any changes for last week's minutes? Okay, so all those in favor of approving last week's minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed and any abstention. Awesome. So that goes on. Anybody here for open forum? Okay, so next on the speaker's podium, we have two wonderful, awesome workers from the Student Engagement Office who are here to speak about the big event. So you guys give it up for Sky Burns and Aaron Roberts.
Hey y'all, so I'm Erin, I'm with the Student Engagement Office. I am the student assistant to Camry. If any of you guys know her from Orientation and Shoot Camp.
And I'm Sky, and I work for the office. Ooh, what was that? It's fine. Okay. I work for the Office of Leadership and Service, and I also do the food pantry.
So have you guys ever heard of the big event or been to it? I know Josh has. Josh, you want to tell them what you guys did last year?
So last year, me and a couple of other students got to make, well, the planters were already made, but they were like planters to go around newly planted trees downtown, and they're kind of sort of a bench slash guardian for the tree that's within that. So we got to get in there, put it together, and then paint it. It's really, really neat. So that's what I got to do.
Yeah. So it's basically a big service project that we have TJC and UT Tyler a part of right now, and we're trying to get like Texas College and TISD and see if they want to like join in and make it just a huge Tyler service project. So anyone can volunteer at any age, and it's a fun and heartwarming event.
I'm going to talk about some of our service ideas, and at the end, I'm going to have y'all do a quick survey to give us any idea, because we want you to be able to do something that you want to do and not just force you to do it. So some of them are listed up above: your typical trash pickup, plant trees or flowers, and then clean playgrounds. The video I'm going to show you, they're going to be cleaning like it looks like a children's playground, and if that's something you like to do, please mention that. We also have a few more service ideas we've been talking about, maybe like going to a nursing home or things like that.
So some after service events is whenever all the fun gets to happen. So last year they had like bounce houses, face painting, snow cones. But this year we want to do something for everybody, because like after being out in the heat all day, I don't really want to come and have to like jump in bounce houses and all that. So we're thinking about doing some live music. What was the band called? KIP, yes.
The Kid Icarus Project.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were at homecoming 2 years ago, if you guys were here for that. We're gonna get some food trucks, yard games, carnival games, maybe have drumline and the band perform. But we're thinking about moving that to the beginning of the service project.
We're just talking about like the drum line, we're trying to like have TJC also, so we think it'd be really neat to combine both of our drum lines and have it like just some fun cadences to start that off. Okay, so we have some other ideas. So I've been talking to the Greek communities, and if y'all, and even the SGA organization, or if y'all are in a different one, we want y'all to come in as a group and kind of be like a roll call, kind of like y'all just did, but like a big entrance where you have like a little piece of music, and you just come in as a big group matching in y'all's t-shirts. And then if you are in Greek, it is the last day of Greek week, and it is for Greek week.
So y'all are gonna get a free t-shirt, free food, free entertainment. It's gonna be super fun.
So here's the video. I remember it, Casey. Good job. We're hoping this sparks some ideas for new service projects. Yeah, it looks better.
Oh, I saw this last, let me add it.
Now we're just gonna have y'all take a quick survey. It's just gonna ask you a couple questions on what kind of service y'all wanna do, and then like after service, and there is an option for other if there's something that y'all wanna recommend. Did it work for you, Casey? Is it working? So that worked for everybody? Y'all have any questions for us? Got anything or you want to say anything? That's all we have to. Thank you.
So moving on to officer reports. Little marketing change there. So this week, I actually had a meeting earlier today with President Tidwell, so that went really well. I have a few points that I'm going to be hitting on in new business. But there are a couple of new things, new exciting things that will be announced tomorrow. So I want you guys to be aware of that, especially for the Tyler and East Texas area. As far as what's been happening, I've just been wrapping around what a lot of the excitement was last week. But this week, we're going to UTSAC on Friday. So it's the bright early time of 7 a.m. We're heading down to Austin in what I hope is 85-degree weather, which it won't be. So we're going to be going down there. And again, I'm going to be running for an officer position. So I'll let you guys know how that looks on Wednesday whenever we get back. But I'm really excited. It'll be a fun time. And other than that, that's about all. Like I said, I'll be wrapping back around a lot of the things that I did earlier today and new business, because there's a few things that'll be best covered there. So, Vice President Cooper.
Yes, okay. I was typing out what I was gonna say. Okay, so I've been working on bringing speakers for each week. So next week we will have Dr. Finlair come and speak to us about fee changes. And so get ready for that. Think about questions, research her, think about her title, do that. I also have been attended today the Big Event Planning Committee. So I actually just got back with Sky and Aaron and our advisor for a meeting at TJC. So we're planning that. I'm still on the search committee for the new assistant director. So looking at resumes and that kind of stuff. Can't say much about it, but that is mainly it. Just trying to plan people to come speak to us. So
Okay, so moving on to Secretary.
Hello. So my big thing this week was updating the website. I don't know if you guys have checked it out, but you should, because it's beautiful.
it's just good.
Yeah. So I just wanted to make sure that all the open seats and all of that is accurate. I'm going to be updating it frequently just to make sure that it stays on track. And but as far as I know, right now, it's pretty much accurate. So if you have students that come up to you and ask you, hey, what seats are available? You can say, look at uttyler.edu/SGA to find out. Okay. My other big thing, what else have I been working on? I'll talk about that in the committee report. But the website has been my biggest thing. Working on getting a calendar together, so that'll come out to you guys soon. It's already posted on Engage, but it's going to be updated with all of our events as soon as we get that straightened out. So, that's about it.
So Treasurer, she's not here. So we'll skip on down to parliamentarian hearings.
Okay, so I actually have a big announcement. For those who don't know, I accepted a position at John Souls Foods, and it's been really good. I've been working a lot, probably 50+ hours a week. So with that in mind, I have not had a lot of time to really think about my responsibility as parliamentarian. Luckily, I did most of my stuff last semester as far as the documents go, but I haven't exactly been available for the e-board and SGA as a whole. So with that in mind, this is going to be my last meeting at SGA. I am officially resigning. Whatever I need to do to start that process for someone to fill the role, we can go ahead and do that this meeting. I just want to say it's been an honor to be a part of SGA. I've achieved all the goals that I wanted to, and I feel like I was able to make an impact in SGA. And really couldn't be prouder of the group that we have here. It's been an honor to work with this e-board for the limited time that I've been available, but I know that they're going to do big things, and I'm really excited to see what happens with SGA going forward. And just really thankful for everyone that's helped me out along the way. So that is the end of my report.
And I get it. I'm a big fan. It's your, it's a pump out. Exactly. So moving on to moving on to student voice reports. First off, College of Arts and Sciences. The two of you guys in the back, so we'll start with Senator Paul and then Ron.
So talking about CAS in general, the construction that was going behind CAS building is now over with, so students can do it and they don't have to take the long way anymore. There are more couches and furniture in the common area, so more students can be there and studying and talking about their work and stuff, so they're making it a hub. And talking about the students, one of the history classes was changed into an online class at the last moment. And there were at least 3 people that I know were not happy with what happened, and it was some glitch, and they didn't sign up for it. And I've been working on making students know that I'm the representative. For people who don't know about SGA, so I'm telling people about SGA as well as our roles. I'm thinking about some other things, posting something on the board to let them know what you think of them. And in general, students seem to be happy and they don't have any. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome. Thank you. Senator Thomas.
I don't have much, but there were some students who are in the micro and macroeconomics and principles of micro and macroeconomics who have taken classes in the pharmacy building and room 236, but the boards in there were having a glitch or something, and so they stopped working, so they had to move over next door in the room at 235. So that was really about it. It wasn't a big problem. They just had to change the classroom for them.
Okay. All right. You're in one of those classes, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry. I see you every week. Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you guys.
It's still being fixed right now. Yes, they're working on it. There's a touch panel thing that notes link up with it, so the professor, they can display their PowerPoint like from the big screen. It's not one. But it's being worked on.
Awesome. So, moving on to University of Pines, we'll start again from my right to left. So, Senator Roberts and then Senator Ramirez to left.
So since this is our first report, we all know what's the correct format, but I just have a few notes here. As of now, the University of Pines, to my knowledge, has no outstanding. We have created a recycling thing based on an initiative. We're still in the preparation phase of that, so hopefully we're next right working on that. We have, as RHC, we have a meeting scheduled next Wednesday at 7:30 to discuss the Constitution, bylaws, and Hall Charter for each facility. And as far as events go, we're looking to have our first town hall sometime within this month. And we're also in the preparation phases for many events such as tournaments, cookouts, and other things that we're still planning.
Awesome. Senator Ramirez.
Off of what you talked about with the life, I have been together both that we do have a committee like a chair. And so we're just trying to get like final touches, kind of send out a survey. So if anyone knows anyone at any time, send out a survey. Help them get that survey. Great. But yeah, like I haven't heard any complaints for people just talking about perspective or like trying to fix that environment. So yeah.
Awesome. And then lastly, Liberty Landing. So if you don't have anything to report, that's fine. But if anything that you hear, or if it's anything that's not from Liberty Landing, go ahead for that.
Well, as y'all know, I'm a new senator, so I'm still learning what my role is as a senator. But I have been getting my name out there as a senator that I'm representing with the Atlantic. I can tell you if you don't have any concerns, please come in. Government. To my knowledge, there are no complaints that I am aware of.
That's awesome. So moving on, sorry, I'm not really good to draw on you. My apologies. So moving on, and just to give a brief of the committee reports, as we haven't had a meeting yet, I fully expect to have meetings for any of that last till the end of this week, or any of those that go up into the week. So we should have a week of meetings after today. So there shouldn't be an empty space in our agenda next week. However, I would ask those people who are chairing these to give the times that they've selected for them. And if and Senator Ray, if you have a time that might work for you, feel free to say it during your time. First off is student life.
All right, so that is me. And my committee will be 11 to 12 on Mondays. So that, yeah, it's gonna be 11 to 12 on Mondays in my office, in our office. That is UC 3400. And if you haven't been there, it is the 3rd floor of the UC, right across from the counseling center. When you walk in, it's the main desk, and just say you're there for SGA, and they'll direct you to the right office. We'll most likely just be meeting in our little office, but if the conference room is open, we'll go in there. We will be working on the details of the events we're going to have this year. Of course, midnight breakfast is the Wednesday of homecoming every year, so that's basically date is set. It's got to make sure that we get the food and volunteers. But really, Josh, I kind of had an idea. What day is the big event?
Saturday, April 18th.
Okay. I'm not saying I want to make it mandatory, but I am saying that I want to at least have representation there. But from SGA, whether it's a team or individual. So anyway, just wanted to keep that on your radar, the big event that they came and spoke about earlier. Because if we do make it mandatory, or we to make a team or something that would go through student life, just keep that on your radar, put it in your calendars, because you might need to be there. So keep that in mind. That's it.
Okay, so moving on to communication.
Okay, so we actually did meet this week. We met last Friday, and we discussed some various things. I got some business cards made so that I can really easily just email me with concerns and questions with students. And we also discussed our plans for how we're going to support the Student Life Committee's event through Instagram and Twitter posts, ensure that those are well advocated for on the internet, as well as making sure that students know that we're here, because we really need more people in these seats. If we're going to be representative of the student body, we should have more of the student body. So that's what we worked on.
Thank you. So rules committee. So I'll work on, again, I'll find a time, and as we move into the, whenever we get a new parliamentarian seated, then we'll decide how that looks. So as of right now, that's how that goes. So SGAC's meeting date is
Wednesdays, 11 to 12.
Wednesdays, 11 to 12. So
I'll send all this out in an email as well.
So I would recommend for you guys who may, Monday and Wednesday is a time. I'm sure if you have free on 11 to 12 on Monday, you also have it free 11 to 12 on Wednesday, depending on how your schedule looks. However, I recommend going to as many as you can, at least at first, just so we can tell you may get to the SGAC committee and figure out you specifically like it, or if you tend to be busy or tired on Monday, then you can know. I would just recommend that. It'd be cool to see people participating in more than one, especially as we start to grow and things like that. So just a little pointer, I think that would be something to watch out for. So moving to infrastructure, Senator Ray.
Yeah, so we, along with your email that says when the committees, I guess you're gonna be sending out an email that says when all of them are gonna be meeting. Okay, so you guys will get that email, but we'll be doing Monday, 5 o'clock. Being the nature of our committee, there's not always a massive agenda. Sometimes there is, and sometimes there isn't, so they can vary. So it would be great if you could attend that. We're probably going to be meeting in the library on the 3rd floor. we'll just right there in the open if anybody wants to join.
Awesome, thank you. And then environmental sustainability, that'll be set at the end of this meeting, I believe. So whenever we have a new appointment for that, then we'll, on that same email, we'll have that information sent out. Again, to stress at the end of this time, try to go to 1 or 2 if you can, just because if the time that allows you to, please do that because it just allows us to get those things done. It'd be really cool to have a stacked committee reports section next week. So moving on to old business. I'm not sure how we have this set up, but I guess an entertaining motion to reopen the table that we had from last week regarding polos.
Motion to open discussion on hold. Seconded.
Okay, it was motion and seconded. So Secretary Jennings, you have the floor.
I forgot to mention, this is the other thing that I was thinking of. I've been working on the polos. That's what I've been doing. So I've come down to a couple different options. One of them is a normal polo, very basic. I mean, they have our logo and it'd be navy and or black and everything. And I also have found one that's one of those slick shirts. We're sort of leaning against that just because they're shiny. But just letting you guys know, I did send out a survey. If you have not completed it already, please do that because that's how we're going to get our information for the shirt. If you're not on the email, we'll get that sorted because that's a whole separate issue. But please fill out that survey.
So I guess my question is, have we voted on whether or not we want to do the blue shirt predominantly or the black one predominantly? As in the blue one will be the one that you have to have that we will supply. And then after that, if you want a second one, have we voted on, do we want blue to be our? Okay. So does anybody have anything more to add? Senator
I just had
Stabenow.
a question, if you could give us an idea of what color blue, like navy blue,
Navy.
brighter blue, okay.
Navy. Straight up navy.
So does anybody have anything else to add to those? So I guess the question is, I don't know how to word it that way. Senator Jennings?
Motion to vote on blue or black being the preference.
Okay, it was motion and seconded. I guess we could do it. All those in favor of blue say yes, and therefore if you're saying no, then what? Oh, okay. So, this guy still got it. Still got it. These are still got it. So, if you're in favor of having the blue navy polos, please raise your hand so we can have that. 1, 2, 3.
Keep your hands up, please.
Okay, so the majority was for blue. So we'll get those. So how many people, if you have not taken the survey, take it so that way we can have the size that you would like, and maybe we can get those ordered as fast as we can. Secretary Mays or Senator Mays.
Where can I find the survey?
I can remember that.
Oh, he's not getting the emails correctly. So can you just continue to already have that email, stay afterwards and just give her the stuff that she already had on it. Secretary Jennings.
Okay, so the one that we're sort of leaning towards, just to let you guys know if you haven't taken the survey already, has only male sizes, which just means it doesn't have the hourglass cut. So just ladies or gentlemen, keep that in mind when you're ordering what size you want. And also, well, if you want an additional one, we will work on that. It will be about $15 to $16, depending on how many people order.
Okay, so Secretary Jennings.
Motion to close discussion on polos.
Second.
All those in favor of closing the discussion on polos, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say nay, and any abstention. Awesome. You guys are awesome. And I'm glad we got that done. We've been working on that since like October, maybe earlier. So that, yeah. So moving on, does anybody have anything else to add to old business? Nope. Okay. So moving on to new business, and I'm not sure if I have to motion to this, but it says up there appointment for judicial board. Madison Joe, who is the chair for the judicial board, reached out and said that there's a vacancy. So at this moment, we only have 4. So it is now my job, and I've taken it upon me to find someone. So tonight I am going to be appointing someone. I'm not sure how it goes besides me saying, I don't know if there's a motion, but my appointment, my thought of the appointment is, so entertain a motion to appoint Catherine Chamberlain to the vacant judicial board position. Senator Stabenow.
Motion to discuss appointing Catherine Chamberlain to the judicial board opening.
Okay, it was motion and seconded. So Senator Chamberlain, you have the floor. Yes. You're good. I'm just gonna.
Good evening. My name is Catherine Chamberlain. As y'all know, I'm a political science major and would like to be appointed to the Judiciary Board. I would make sure that the Judiciary Board meets regularly and help prepare them for the new Constitution. I've talked to Madison about this, and I believe that I can carry out my duties much better in this capacity than as a senator, because as a senator, I can only attend very few of the meetings. But as a member of the Judiciary Board, I can make every meeting, and it's no conflict with my schedule. So please consider me for this appointment. Thank you.
I mean, do we do it as questions? So it's not clear. So, okay, so I mean, if we were to do it as any senator, does anybody have any questions for Senator Chamberlain?
What's your major?
Political science.
Anybody have anything else? Awesome. So, yeah, you can, but you don't have to stay out there.
Okay.
Because she's happy. Well, yeah.
Who seconded that? Your motion? Who seconded? Someone did?
Someone did.
Yeah, I did.
I already wrote y'all down for other seconds,
Okay.
so I'm gonna.
So to her or just?
It was you.
Okay. So does anybody have anything to add for discussion for the vacant judicial board position? So Blake was just pointing out to me that as the new constitution is rolling out, previously they had a funky schedule of like every other year you had to be re-elected to judicial board. However, going into this one and whenever we re-vote for empty senator positions for the fall, that's whenever the constitution will take place. So after that, you have to be re-elected for a judicial board every year. So I think on that thought, that means she'll have to run before the Senate every year to be able to be part of judicial board. I believe that's how it is. So that's just that bit of information. So does anybody have anything to add for discussion before we vote for the appointment? Okay, so all those in favor of appointing Catherine Chamberlain to the empty judicial board position, please say aye and raise your hand. Aye. Okay, all those opposed? And any abstentions? Okay, so it passes. Yes, you may. So congratulations. Josh, you tell me, sorry for this, guys, but we haven't sworn in judicial board members in the past. So you don't have to do that part. However, you can be seated, but congratulations. And I'll let Madison Joe know that you've already communicated with her. She'll reach out to you on the meeting time. She's the one who's started to figure out how that goes. Yes.
I would say maybe we ought to but going forward, because it is a transition in office. When I look about that,
Okay.
You're assuming a different office, and you're releasing the one currently.
Okay.
But it's also, well, going forward, there's nothing that says you can't attend. So just because you're part of the board now doesn't mean you can't attend. Previously, people have not attended because of conflict. But for anyone that's interested, don't let that be a roadblock. Do not want it to be one.
Awesome. Except now that you are part of judicial board, you won't be a voting member.
Yeah,
you are. That stays out of it. So awesome. Congratulations. Okay. So appointment of new senators. So I have spoken to one. However, we do have two people if they're so pleased to do so. But Cody has come to me as for an appointment for the nursing and health sciences. Sorry, I got caught in whether I have to motion to do appointments. It's kind of crazy. Okay, so Cody is correct me if I'm wrong, sophomore pre-nursing student who wants to be appointed for one of the vacant nursing and health sciences science seats. So Cody, you have the floor. It says Catherine Chamberlain did. You can speak. We'll open up the floor for questions after that.
First off, thank you all so much for making time in your meeting today to hopefully appoint me to this position. As Josh already introduced me, I'm a sophomore in pre-nursing. I just sent in my application for the summer semester, so I should officially be in nursing school this summer. I'm hoping to join SGA. I have some experience in it from high school. I was a senior representative for NHS, so I worked with our own student government there. As for why I want to join College of Nursing and Health Sciences specifically, it's one of the largest student bodies here at UT Tyler. It has a large number of nurses coming in, especially now that we're doing the summer semesters as well. And so I feel as though an extra committee member would be very helpful. Thank you all for your time. Thank you.
Does anybody have any questions for Cody? Okay, so the floor is open for discussion. If there is any discussion. Or not, you can motion to vote. Senator Reed.
Motion to vote in Cody for the college.
Second.
Brooks.
Okay, it was motioned and seconded to vote Cody Brooks into a vacant nursing and health science seat. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say nay, and any abstentions. Awesome, so that passes. Yeah. So, wait, give me a second. Brandon, are you wanting to be appointed tonight, or you want to wait? Or okay, awesome. So that works. Give it a week so you can decide to do it next week. Yes. I'm just kidding, Brandon. Let me find the nifty little oaths we get to say every time. My apologies. You ever seen that? What are you good for? Okay, so you do this thing when you raise your right hand in the air, and whenever, that's not the right thing. Again, my apologies. Just don't worry. Why would it work like that? So you raise your right hand, and whenever I get to the section, I say you can say your name, obviously your first and last name, and then the office of Senator for Nursing and Health Sciences. I just cannot speak today, guys. Sincere apologies. So, repeat after me.
I, Cody Brooks,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I shall faithfully represent
that I shall faithfully represent
the interests of the student body
the interests of the student body
of the University of Texas at Tyler.
of the University of Texas at Tyler.
I shall dutifully uphold
I shall dutifully uphold
and preserve the Constitution
and preserve the Constitution
and bylaws of the student body
and bylaws of the student body
while ardently executing
while ardently executing
the office of
College of Nursing and Health Science
of the Student Government Association
of the Student Government Association
at the University of Texas at Tyler.
at the University of Texas at Tyler.
Let's see if I Senator Mays. It's like, and so, Senator Brooks, now you are a voting member, so anything from now on, you're free to vote on. So, next up is my appointing everyone today. Appointment for the Environmental Sustainability Committee Chair. God, I still don't know how to do this, but I'm not going to get caught in the weeds of it. So, my appointment I've decided on is Senator Reed. So, Senator Reed, I believe you can have the floor to come speak as you wish, and then after that, we'll vote as to whether you'll be the chair or not. So, let's pass it on.
How's it going, guys? So I'm really excited about this hopeful appointment. I've been looking for ways to truly exercise a more active role in student government. And as you know, of course, I started to run for secretary, and due to conflicts outside of student government, I wasn't able to do that further. So this really gives me an opportunity to do something to where I'm a more active member, and I'm getting to truly contribute more to the association. And I'm very passionate about the environment, actually, in my personal time. So it'd be cool to really translate that and see what I can do here and see how I can make this campus more like other campuses, because I think that there's some areas that we are definitely behind in as far as our sustainability methods and the way that we're taking care of things. And I've already got some ideas that I'm hoping to get rolling on here pretty soon. So we'll see.
Awesome. Does anybody have any questions? Okay, so I can even walk. I don't know if that's what's needed or not. I'm so sorry. Here's the last thing. So, any discussion for and or against, or entertaining a motion to vote? Senator Barakat?
Well, I'm kind of ashamed to ask this question, but can someone that's on the committee, chair of a committee, run for a executive position in the future? Or is that like a?
Yes, I was the chair of the recycling committee until I ran for president last semester.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I don't miss you.
No, you're good. So anybody have anything to add, or I entertain a motion to vote? Secretary meeting?
You know, I previously chaired this committee and I have more passion for it, and I think that it would be great person to take over.
Success.
Senator Barakat?
Motion to vote Senator Reed into environmental sustainability committee chair.
Okay, it was motion and seconded to vote Senator Reed as the Environmental Sustainability Committee Chair. So all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, and any abstentions. that passes. Good job. He's there. He's doing it. That means you got it.
Cool. Thank you.
That makes sense. So next up, I'd like to, ooh, this one's Secretary Jennings.
Motion to discuss the creation of a housing committee.
Second.
Joe's motion is seconded to open up the discussion. First off, I'd like to say Senator Roberts brought to me just the other day his thoughts on a housing committee. So I want to, it's not so much I mean to take them, and if you wish, you explain kind of what your thoughts were on it, and then we can go from there if you'd like.
So I talked with both President McNitt and advised the news about this, and I was discussing to them the relevance of the committee, and this committee would ensure between SBA and RHA, since me, Blanco, and other people who are not in vacancy, are so the communication will be in sync, and that way we can relay information to you all so that you guys are all aware of what's going on RHA. Also, the relevance of the committee would be tasked with trying to fill in the vacancies of these vacant facility senator positions. The people who would serve on this committee would be president of the facilities or would be a part of RHA. This committee is to run for this semester with more likely it being a permanent committee at the beginning of next year with the new constitution, my understanding. So this committee overall will give updates to the development of RHA and its development to the constitution and bylaws and everything like that. Also to voice any housing issues at any of the facilities at the request of the senators of each facility, or if there's a vacancy within that facility. And that is all I have.
Senator Jennings.
Is this intended to be an ad hoc committee of SGA or part of RHA? I told you.
An ad hoc community of SGA.
So, and to kind of like further that, the goal is to have this as a communication line before RHA is formed. Whenever we move into fall, new constitution will be that RHA is responsible for SGA having those 10 housing seats. So in the future, we want to be able to have that connection whenever RHA are having their meetings. We're not left out of the dark. And then that housing committee, as I believe Senator Roberts has it laid out to be, whenever we formally form it next semester, it'll be the main line of communication. It'll be the main line of having the RHA connected to SGA besides just the reference of those senators to us. That's correct. So, so does anybody have anything else to add as to what this might look like, as to what the goal of this committee is, besides what Senator Roberts brought up? Senator Long?
I would consider reaching out to all the RCs and letting them know when you're meeting, or ask if you can be in on some of their meetings. Because I know as a senator and as an RA, we often like get caught off guard by sometimes things that are going on, like student-led kind of activities. And so just to keep them in the loop, and it's just more effective that way if you have equal communication.
Parliamentarian Hendricks?
Yeah, I would just say, I have no doubt this is going to be something that's going to be good. But we want to make sure the involvement is there. So like, obviously we don't want to have 10 seats hung up on people that are not interested. So like, you know, just make sure the networking is good and it's streamlined to where we get the people where they transition easily into those seats. I think it's good.
Senator Roberts.
So, as I said earlier in the my video report, we are having a meeting, our first RHA meeting next week, most likely on Wednesday. So I would bring this up to them and let them know that, and I talked with Mr. Curran, right, about this, and I let them know that they need to fill in their vacancy because it is what we discussed in the Constitution when we travel. I've also let no clients know about that, so he's aware. I have his blessing as well, and hopefully, if this committee is created, then I will really not be there.
Anybody have anything else to add to this discussion? So, Secretary Jennings?
Motion to close the discussion on housing.
Second.
Is motion and seconded. All those in favor of closing the discussion regarding the housing committee, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? And any abstentions? Okay. So I'd like to entertain a motion to vote for the creation of a housing committee dedicated to ensuring better communication between SGA and the housing constituents.
Thank you. Oh, yeah.
Secretary Jennings.
Motion to vote on the creation of a housing committee.
Second.
Okay, so all those in favor of creating a housing committee, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? And all those who abstain? Okay, so it was created, so I'm going to show that we create a housing committee. So with that vote comes needing a committee chair for that committee. So as the person who brought this forward to me, as a person who has the idea for it, I'd like to formally appoint Senator Roberts as the committee chair for that committee. I guess the standard is that you stand up there and say why you should. However, is that what we should do, Josh, or can I just say?
There's nothing that says they have to vote, so you can just say, do you accept this?
Okay, so Senator Roberts, do you accept this appointment as the housing committee chair? I do. Yes.
Very good. I'll say one more thing. Anytime you hear Josh say, I entertain a motion, he formally can't, well, he's not supposed to make motions, so he's not going to. So anytime you hear I entertain a motion, that means you have to make the motion. Just for anyone.
I move that motion.
Yeah.
And then you're done. Second that. Or you can-
Yeah. Thank you, Master Jedi. So, does anybody have anything to add? Secretary Jennings?
Motion to nominate candidates for the parliamentary position.
Second.
Okay, so it was motioned and seconded to open up nominations for the open parliamentary position. For those who have nominations for themselves or for another senator, the floor is open for that at this time. Secretary Long.
I would like. Secretary?
Golly, I'm sorry.
I
Senator
mean, I
Long.
appreciate the promotion. I'd like to appoint Senator Savage. Nominate. Sorry, I'm the secretary.
Okay, so let the minutes show that Senator Long nominated Senator Savage.
Yes.
Yes, so she, Parliamentarian Hendricks.
I would like to nominate Senator Ray.
Okay. Senator Ray, do you accept the nomination?
Yes. I'll need some more information.
Okay, that is fair enough. And feel free, as if we come to next week and you feel as though you don't want to, or you may not be able to fill it by capacity, just that you can. So, anybody else? Senator Barakat?
I'll comment myself, please.
Okay. I guess that you accept. He accepted this. Senator Long.
I'd like to nominate Senator Bonner.
Senator Bonner, do you accept the nomination?
Yes.
Oh, man.
All of you.
So, Senator Bonner said yes. So what's that? So does anybody have any more nominations for the parliamentarian position? Secretary Jennings.
Motion to close the nominations for parliamentarian.
Second. Okay, so all those in favor of closing the nominations for the parliamentarian position, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, please say nay. And all those who abstain. Okay, so that is that. Senator Reed.
Motion to table a vote on parliamentarian for next meeting.
So, no, well, to clarify,
Yeah.
sorry, sometimes I got like 3 different inputs here. In the Constitution and bylaws, it said that whenever the nominations are made, it's a week after that. So anytime that the vacancy is open, it's a week after the most recent. It's really weird. You should go and read it. It's really weird. But it's the week after the most recent meeting after it becomes vacant. That's what it says. You can look at me funny, but that's effectively what it says. So you had the right understanding, but that's okay. That's okay. So this, I'm sorry, I just didn't get it all out today, guys. So something else had new business. I'd like to entertain a motion for a discussion regarding a task force for summer commencement research. Senator Mays.
I move said motion.
Second.
Just give me one second. I can make it. Okay, so I had a meeting with President Tidwell today. As you guys know, we were here last week. We've had a lot of students who came for open forum who were concerned about not having a summer commencement for those who complete their coursework during the summer months. So whenever I brought it up in my meeting with the president today, he tasked me with finding senators, finding if it be officers or senators, to research how other schools who are around our same size, be it from 8,000 students to 12,000 students, to research how those schools are doing it, what the different things that their registrar's office are doing to make sure those things happen. So my goal for this is to find at most 3 people to be able to do it. My recommendation is 1 officer from SGA and at least 2 other senators, 1 from the nursing and health sciences, to be able to research these things. I want it done. Now, the timeline is, I can't make specific at this time, but 2 weeks would be a really good one. 2 weeks is really fast, but the more we can have and the more I can present to them in a formal presentation along with the task force who worked on it is the best thing that we can do. So basically my goal is to allow you guys to know about this. For those of you who want to work on something like this, I can see it go many different ways. Predominantly making sure we have as much information as we can, lined out as much as we can. That way we can say, if this is what we believe the student body to want, then we have to work on this as much pertinence as we can to make sure that we get it done. So that was an elaborate spill, but it's basically, that's the goal of it, to find this information and report it back to those who would be able to say, wow, it's able to be pulled off, it's not able to be pulled off. It's also to note that the reason that the president gave me for maybe not being able to do it is because during the summer months is the time that the registrars and a lot of the staff are using to plan for different parts of the fall semester. So it is difficult for them to see perhaps a payoff in doing it over the summer whenever they have so much fewer people who would be doing, who would be able to participate over the summer, especially, let's say 500 are expected to graduate, but only 300 can make it because they're not able to do it. So I think if we feel it to be important, then it's something we should move on. So does anybody have anything else to add after I talked for now?
On the bird,
If you were to want to entertain.
Yes, I entertain a motion to close the discussion and move forward with the creation of the task
I
force.
move that motion.
Okay, so now there has to be a vote on the task force. So I entertain a vote to create a task force of 3 to 5 SGA members to work on. Senator Bonner.
I move that motion.
Yes, I did. Okay, there's motion and seconded to vote on the creation of the task force. So all those in favor of creating the task force to research the summer commencement, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, please say nay. And any who abstain. Okay, so that passes. So by the end of the day tomorrow, for nursing and health sciences, it can be both of you guys. It wouldn't be that much, especially if both of you guys got to work on it. But we'll also have, I'll also get the officer who will be in charge of facilitating those things and working with those 3 to 5 people. So I'll reach out to you guys if you want to. It's going to be pretty pertinent that we get this done as fast as we can. So I'll let you guys know by the end of the day tomorrow, as I won't be in the office Friday. So parliamentarian Hendricks.
One thing I forgot to mention for the parliamentarian position is that the person who fills this spot is still going to have to run again in March. So like, just because you get the position doesn't mean you'll keep it for a year. So you've still got to run a month later. So just keep that in mind.
And I guess to elaborate further on that, the parliamentarian position will be, I like for those 4 who were nominated and or nominated themselves to come to the office to get an outline. With election season coming up, we'll need a lot of focus on that, especially as the rules go through. Working with Josh because I know Josh is in charge of doing candidacy meetings, working closely with him to make sure that those are completed truthfully and on time in regards to which election that they fall into. So does anyone have anything else to add to new business? Advisor.
On this topic, Constitution, current Constitution says, notice of scheduled special internal election shall be given to the enrolled students of one town or then
Okay.
if that student decides.
Okay. So
Ideally, you can do it next week. You just put a day, basically has to make the announcement on social media, and then we'll have it.
So, I mean, you probably should.
I was just going to say, I guess it doesn't really matter because, well, with the new documents, people from outside of SGA can't just run for an executive office or anything. But I guess technically you could do that for this term.
But the current document still states they have to have.
What it's saying is just to allow them to know that their SGA board is changing. Is the point. It's not so much that they're allowed to know if they can run.
Yeah.
It's
Just
that's okay.
Traumatizing memories from.
So, does anyone have anything to add? Well, I guess on that, I don't even know if we have to vote on it, but we should vote on it. So, entertain a motion for when to vote for the new nominees for parliamentarian.
What? Explain that.
It's already automatically next week. So we have to go for 1%.
I was entertaining the motion to vote for when to have empty parliamentarian elections.
Motion to discuss when to have parliamentarian elections.
Well, okay. So it was motioned and seconded to discuss when to have parliamentarian elections. So Senator Botter, you have the floor.
Okay. I guess just a quick question, if anyone is interested in the parliamentarian position, but
they're not sure yet and would like a week to figure that out before asking to be nominated. If not, then I'd like to suggest that we just continue to have the voting next. Basically.
Parliamentarian Hendricks.
I would say the faster we get it done, the better. This person can start planning for the elections. It's not, it's not a big deal, but the person who's doing it needs to get out of it.
Secretary Jennings.
Motion to vote on having parliamentarian elections next week.
Second. It was motioned and seconded, so all those in favor of having parliamentarian elections next week, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, say nay. And those who abstain. So that passes. So be it heard that elections for parliamentarian will be held next week. And we will have that announced to the student body in a form by next week. Yeah, tonight. So, does anybody have anything else to add to new business? Okay, so moving on to advisory comments. Master Jedi Neebs, Advisor Neebs, you have the floor.
The only comment I had was I encourage everybody to participate in this event. And so the information that Guy and Aaron talked about, we're passionate about it. They immediately jumped on and they want to make this, a lot of other institutions do what they can. The way we're approaching it is Texas. And so the university trying to coordinate the Texas region to do it. So, as it relates to Tyler specifically, we will partner with organizations that they mentioned to provide a service project downtown. So, I think it's a great opportunity. This student government last year, and good. Looks though, I can think great. I think the housing is a good idea. I did that several years ago. I think it's almost all the housing. Great opportunity. They're on the same page. Already work RHA perspective. So this updated. I don't think he touched on it, but it sounds like the convincement, students are on convincement, things are going pretty good. So I think I'll stand out and say how it's going to work for the most part.
Is that it? Okay. So in Josh's absence, President Bennett's absence, I chair. So the announcement that we have is for Arbor Day, February 15th. I don't exist anymore. Bye.
I'm so sorry.
Okay. Just talking about Arbor Day. I only said that it's February 15th. So Senator Jennings. Secretary Jennings, that's your name.
I know they start with the same letter. Okay, so I'm going to continue to bring this up. Yes, the pre-registration is over. Yes, you can still register at the event. Yes, I will teach you how to plant trees. You don't have to know. Come find me. I'll be wearing an Arbor Day t-shirt, which I will have folded the previous day. And it would be really good to have some SGA people show up in some SGA flag and do something that tangibly invests in our communities and our campus, because we need some more trees, people. The goal is to plant back as many as we lose. So that's what we're doing.
Secretary Scotty. Senator Reed.
So I've got two things. I guess one is EFC chair. I'd say please go to Arbor Day. Given it's cool to see people there doing something together and getting to spend time together. And that'd be cool for us to all spend time together a little more outside of the meeting. And two, I'd also like to say on the email side, she's going to be sending out times for when committees can meet. I can do, just to put it out there, Monday, 4 to 5 p.m. or Wednesday, 4 to 5 p.m. And I'm going to have my email attached to that, hopefully, so people can email me and tell me when they can come to those meetings, because I'd like to have as possible. So whether it would be Monday or Wednesday, if you can make it, please email me so something going. It's going to be one of those 2 days from this.
Secretary Jennings.
One more announcement. If you are new, if you haven't been, how about this? If you haven't previously received my email regarding the minutes, surveys, etc., please stay after so we can make sure we get you set.
Senator Stabenow.
I just wanted to note that in the HPR beginning on Friday, there's going to be some mural painting happening between what classrooms? Okay, so between the Coke machine and the restrooms. So please be kind if you're going to be in the HPR. Be nice to them. Please don't bump into them or ruin their art. But we're going to have 10, right? 10 murals in the HPR. 10 people, 5 murals.
President, Senator Long.
I think they're talking about you.
I have a program tomorrow at Victory Village. It is called Red Flags and Roses, and basically it talks about dating, violence, and safety. Title IX is coming out. Please, if you can come to that, please do, because I did ask Title IX to come out. And I'm a little worried about attendance. And it's a really good program, especially Valentine's Day coming up. There's gonna be chocolates and stuff like that. Yeah.
What time is it gonna be?
It's at 5 p.m. 5 p.m. at Victory Village tomorrow. Yes. Yep.
So does anybody have anything else for announcements? Okay. To point out there at the bottom, next week's student voice reports will be the freshman senators, Souls College business senators, and the student body at large senators. So please just come prepared. The guys who did it today did a great job. So I expect it to be great every day because it's great to hear from you guys. So again, no more announcements, nothing. Okay. Oh. I'm sorry, I got confused.
Thank you, President Long.
Secretary Jennings, can you, I'm so sorry. Secretary Jennings, can you please dispense second roll call?
President Mendenhall.
Here.
Vice President Cooper.
Here.
Treasurer Rawaste. Parliamentarian Hendrick.
Here.
Senator Asbury.
Here.
Senator Barakat. Senator Botter.
Here.
Senator Khanna. Senator Chamberlain. Senator Forrester. Senator Green. Senator Karn.
Here.
Senator Long.
Here.
Senator Martinez. Senator McAdams. Senator Mays.
Here.
Senator DePaul. Senator Ramirez.
Here.
Senator Roberts.
Here.
Senator Ray.
Here.
Senator Reed.
Here.
Senator Rodriguez.
Here.
Senator Stabenow.
Here.
Senator Thomas.
Here.
And Senator Williams. And then Senator Brooks.
One last thing to point out, please invite people to come, even if they sit in the back. They're therefore participating in SGA, even if they're watching, but advise them to come and learn more about this. Parliamentarian Hendricks.
For one last time, I move to adjourn.
Second. All those in favor of adjourning, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. Can't say nay. I didn't want to. And all those who abstained. Okay, that passes. Awesome. We'll never forget you, like Hendrix. We'll never forget you, like Hendrix.
All right.
Awesome.
Blake, are you gonna keep your name tag?
Keep
Yeah.
your name tag.
Yeah.
You bet.
Take it. I have one.